Super. Hi, Kerry. Cool. Hi, Gemma. And I think we're waiting for one more. So yeah, I don't think we need any props. If you have props and you like to work with them, then do have them nearby. It won't be essential. So come to a cross-legged seated posture. Just resting the hands to the legs, wherever they kind of feel comfortable to be. Just taking a moment just to get grounded, just to feel a little bit more centered and present. So give the shoulders a little roll down your back, have a little wriggle, get yourself comfortable and settled into the floor. If it feels comfortable to close the eyes, otherwise just finding a focus point on the ground. Allow yourself to become undistracted from the world around you. So we're going to come into a 4-stage box breath, meaning each stage of the breath is of equal length. So we're going to have an inhale for a count of 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, and repeat. So sink in with me when you can. We're going to inhale for 2, 3, 4, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold the breath, exhale, hold the breath. Inhale, breathing wide into the ribs. Hold the breath without tension in the body. Exhale without collapsing. Hold the breath. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Hold. So one more round. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. On your next inhale, bring the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Press the palms together. Interlace the fingers together and then flip the palms up. So you stretch out through the hands. Let the biceps squeeze around the ears. So shoulders lift up. Find as much height through your torso as you can. Lift the gaze, if that's okay with the neck. Try and keep the arms drawing back, but the lower ribs pulling in. So you stay strong through the core. Take a really big breath in, wide into the ribs. As you exhale, bring the left hand to the floor, the right hand reaching over for side stretch. Keep the sit bones rooted to the ground and the shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, big breath in, lift both hands back up again. Exhale, bring the right hand to the ground, left hand reaches over, side stretch, shoulders down. Once more, either side. Inhale through center. Exhale, left hand grounded. Inhale through center. Exhale, right hand grounded. Come back up to the top again, holding here. Bring the fingertips around behind the body. The fingertips are pressing towards the back of the mat, so you can lean into the elbows, squeeze the elbows towards each other, feel the shoulder blades come towards each other, and the chest feel open. Press into the fingertips so your breastbone reaches forwards, those elbows and shoulder blades are squeezing towards each other. Keep the chin softening forwards rather than lifting the head, so the breath and the stretch stays with the chest, not your throat. One more really big breath in here. On an exhale, take the hands out in front of you. Find a fold over the legs, just allowing the head to fall into wherever it comes to. Keep a gentle sway through the body if you wish to. Just keep it softly moving. Keeping that rhythm through the breath, not necessarily the holding, but just that sense of grounding and deepening into it. Slowly rolling yourself back up to seated, or roll forwards over the knees, come into an all fours position. Spread the fingers open as wide as you can into the floor. And for those, I've got you on my iPad down here, so I'm not looking at you at that screen, I'm looking at you, so I am watching. So just rocking your weight forwards, backwards in the hands. And then begin to make little circles going around the hands. So you just roll the weight of the body around the palms, around the fingertips. Keep going a few times one direction. Just maybe acknowledge any little tweaky bits of the wrists or the shoulders. Change your direction, a few circles around the other way. And then holding center, as you inhale, tip the tailbone towards the ceiling, let it ripple through to lift the chest into a gentle back bend. As you exhale, bring the belly button to the spine so the abdominals round you the other way, tucking the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale again, as you breathe into that back bend, let the belly and ribs expand. Exhale, belly to spine, rounding through the other way. Keep it going, inhale to lift. Exhale, scooping back. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, scooping back. Tuck the toes underneath, lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. Sit bones reaching high. Get the shoulder blades broad into your back. So let the head hang heavy. Rather than shoulders hunching around the ears, let them sink into your back. Keep a little bend into the knees and then tip the tailbone and sit bones further up to the ceiling so your back is long. Get the breath connected back into the body and that sense of your Uddiyana Bandha, the navel relaxing back in towards the spine rather than tensing abdominals out. Let them come inwards. You use that more intrinsic, deeper layers of the core. Paddling the feet, so straighten and bend, alternate legs. On your next inhale, we're going to roll forwards into plank position, broad through the shoulder blades as you travel forwards. Good, take a big breath in where you are. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor, the chest to the ground, elbows hug into the ribs. Sliding forwards and open to a gentle cobra, just lifting the chest slightly, let the toes reach back behind you. As you exhale, push through the hands, come through all fours into child's pose, hips folding back to the heels. Good, take a couple of big breaths. You feel the breath move wide into the ribs again, and the ribs squeeze in towards the center line as you exhale. Next inhale, come back through all fours, tuck the toes and back into that downward facing dog again, bending the knees, alternate legs, so paddling through the feet. This time, as you have a bend in the knee, let it twist underneath you to the other side of the mat. So you bend the left knee and it twists round to face the right side. So do little twisty legs and rolling through the hip. Shoulders stay steady, you're still pressing the ground away. Holding center, soft bend in the knees. Again, roll forwards into your plank position, broad through the shoulder blades. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor, the chest to the ground, the elbows sweep along the ribs. Sliding forwards again and up to your cobra. Keep the shoulders down. Lower the back slightly, so then you can take the hands off the floor and the back still holding you. Lengthen through the back of the neck, so keep the gaze down towards the floor. Feel your breath still expanding into your belly, ribs, and back. And as you're exhaling, you're still bringing belly button to spine, trying to lift the belly button off the ground. So one more full round of breath. Use your next exhale to bring the hands to the floor, come back into child's pose, holding hips to heels. Good. In your child's pose, keep the hips pressing back towards your feet. Just turn the palms up to face the ceiling. Stretch the fingers out so the wrists get a bit of a stretch. And then scrunch up your hands so you make a fist with the hands. Keep the arms really, really straight so elbows are lifted. And then open the palms again. Stretch the fingers out. Exhale, scrunch up the hands into the fists. Good. Once more. Inhale, open and stretch the palms. Exhale, scrunching up the fists. Turn the palms back to the floor. Keep the elbows coming down. So you're coming into like your all fours position on the forearms. Elbows are underneath the shoulders, so make sure that you can grab hold of your biceps or triceps, and then keep the elbows where they are. Repivot the arms back out so they're parallel. Tuck the toes, round your spine so you're looking back towards your knees. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift the sit bones back up again to your dolphin pose, like your downward dog with forearms grounded. Again, a little bit of paddling through the feet, so bending and straightening on alternate legs. Trying to squeeze the heel towards the floor so you get the stretch through the lower legs into the Achilles. Keep pushing the floor away from you with those forearms. Nice deep breaths into belly, ribs, and back. Holding steady, lift the length of the legs. So tailbone is reaching up, your chest is reaching through the legs towards the feet, let the head relax. From here, walk the feet back so you come into a forearm plank position. Bring the shoulders forwards, the hips down. One long line from crown of the head to the heels. If it's too much for back, then lower the knees if you want to, but keep the weight forwards. Holding here, try and stay really broad through the shoulder blades. Active through the legs, think inner thighs drawing towards each other. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the knees to the ground, the hips to the floor, let the chest just prop up on top of the elbows, so chest looks forwards. Release the toes, press down into the shoelace bit of your feet, and then use the arms as though you're trying to drag the mat back towards you, so your chest reaches forwards, feel the whole length of the back switch on. Keep the glutes slightly active, belly button still pulling up towards the spine as you exhale. See if you can maybe lengthen through the back of your neck a little further, deepening into that ujjayi sound to your breath. So the breath stays through the nose, but you feel it through the throat. One big breath in where you are. As you exhale, look back towards your belly, so your spine rounds, lift the hips up, tuck the toes, lift the knees up. From here, see if you can press into the hands, come onto the palms, and then walk the feet in a little bit closer into your full downward dog. Sway the hips from side to side, stretch out through the back. Lovely. And then walking the feet up towards your hands so that you come into a forward fold at the top of the mat, feet hips distance apart. Stay soft over the legs, so bend into the knees slightly so the body maybe drops completely onto the thighs. Just taking a little bit of pressure off the hamstrings and back. Keep a gentle sway or rocking into it if you want to, or maybe holding stillness feels good. Really try to let the head and the jaw relax into it, so the head is nice and floppy. Good. Staying where you are, take a really big breath in, then use your exhale, belly to spine, rolling up nice and slowly, so tailbone down first and placing each vertebrae on top of the next as you come up. Roll the shoulders down your back, lift the crown, bring the hands to the heart center, spread the toes open into the floor, growing tall through the crown. Just come back to the awareness of your breath again. So the exhale draws the Uddiyana Bandha, belly button to spine, and also engaging Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor lift. It's bringing in that strength to the exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the hands up towards the ceiling, palms pressed together, maybe lifting the gaze if that feels okay with the neck. As you exhale, wide through the arms, coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands either to the shins or the ground as you reach the chest forwards to halfway lift. Let the breath lengthen you. Exhale, fold in, step the right leg back behind you and place the back knee to the floor. Inhale as you lift the arms up to the ceiling. As you exhale, just sink the hips further forwards towards your front heel. Good. Take another big breath in. Exhale brings you to plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Lower the body in one whole piece if we can. Inhale to cobra or to upward facing dog, arms straight, hips lifting. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Take 3 big breaths here. Let the head relax, shoulders into the back, heels drawing down, tailbone lifting up. One more full round of breath. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees. You can step, walk, jump, or shuffle the feet up to your forward fold again. Feet either come to hips distance or big toes together, wherever you prefer to practice. Halfway lift as you inhale, so reach the spine long. Exhale, squeeze into the legs. As you inhale, roll through the spine, bring the hands up above the head. As you exhale, come back into your forward fold through to the feet. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, left leg steps back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. One breath to lift the arms up. Sink the hips forwards as you exhale. Take another breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back into plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, chaturanga, half or full body. Inhale, pressing up through the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, over the toes into your downward facing dog. Good, again, 2 big breaths. Inhaling. Full exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees. Step, walk, or jump the feet up to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, bring the hands up above the head, palms pressed together, maybe have a sense of the chest lifting. We're going to pause here. So if this brings strain to the neck, bring the gaze forward, let the neck soften. Try to keep the tailbone down, so glutes active, front of the hips pressing forward slightly. Feel your toes grip into the mat as the hips reach forwards. Think breastbone lifting to the ceiling and thumbs reaching back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, rounding through to the feet, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Right leg steps back behind you, place the knee to the floor again. This time make the lunge a little bit shorter. So as you bring the arms up, both legs almost into right angles. So you've got shoulder, hip, and knee stacked. Activate the right glutes, and then sink the hips forwards towards front heel. Try and create the feelings. You might need to just wriggle your front foot forward so that the ankle is directly under your knee. Try to bring this front heel and your back knee energetically towards each other. Like you're trying to shift this right thigh forwards and bring your front heel back. So together they activate the muscles, but working through a bit more of a strength stretch at the same time. Lifting the arms, maybe palms together and finding that gentle extension through the chest again, if that feels good for your back. Otherwise, just keeping everything nice and straight. Take one more big breath in where you are. As you exhale, hands to the floor, step it back into plank position. So adding in an extra little chaturanga here. So stay where you are, take a breath in. As you exhale, come forwards and down to hover. You can do this on the knees if you need to. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, push up to plank position. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. This time, inhale, lift the chest, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Bring your heels together. So step the feet in a little bit closer so your downward dog will feel shorter. Heels together, toes turned out like little frog feet. Pushing through the arms, your chest presses back towards the legs. From here, as you inhale, lift the right leg towards the ceiling. So 3-leg dog. If we can, really stabilize through that right shoulder. So think right shoulder blade wrapping around the ribs. See if your left hand can either rest to the floor near your left foot, or maybe you can grab hold of the inside of that left ankle. If you have that, pull into the leg so you feel that top leg reach even higher. The floating leg, doesn't matter how high it is, but try and keep it really straight and point through the toes so that energy is reaching up. In a two-leg dog if you have that ankle. Take a breath in, or make sure you're breathing. As you exhale, bring the hand to the floor, float the foot back down. Square the feet up so they're parallel. Gaze to the hands, bend the knees, step, walk or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale as you come to standing, arms above the head, maybe bringing in that gentle back bend, think just the upper back arches. Exhale, back into the fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step the left leg back behind you, place the knee to the floor, find that more square lunge. So legs at right angles. Bringing the arms up, press down through the shoelace bit of your back foot, activate the left glutes, then sink the hips forwards. Maybe wriggling that front foot forwards a little bit further. So bring in that activation of your back thigh pressing forwards, your front heel pulling back, like they're trying to meet in the middle. Getting really active through the legs. Keep that left glute on. Take a really big breath in, reach up through the fingertips. As you exhale, relax it, come into your plank position. Inhale at plank. Exhale, chaturanga, holding the hover, maybe knees down. Stay where you are, inhale. Exhale, press up to plank position. Stay where you are, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga again. From here, inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Turn the feet to bring them in a little bit closer, heels together, finding your frog feet or your ballet feet. Then inhale, lift the left leg this time up towards the ceiling. Think nice and wide through that left palm in the floor. See if your right hand can come towards the back foot. For some of you, maybe grabbing hold of the inside of the ankle and then using that to draw yourself in a little bit closer. Feel the left toes point up to the ceiling, reaching up a bit higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, hand to the floor, float the foot down. Well done. Square the feet up so they're parallel. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees, step, walk or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze into the legs, forehead to shins. Inhale as you rise, bring the hands overhead. Bring the hands just to the heart center this time. Spread the toes out in the floor. Again, feet can either stay hips distance or big toes touching, whatever you're used to taking your practice. I'm going to continue with sun salutations, but I want you just to steady the breath back into the body again. Feel the expansion of the breath coming wide into the rib cage. The exhales drawing in those bandhas, internal strength. We continue with sun A. So inhale, bring the arms up to ceiling, maybe pressing palms, finding that little bit of extension. Exhale, back into your forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to floor, step or jump back into plank position. Holding plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Stay where you are in the hover, take a breath in. Exhale, back up to plank position. Bring your right hand into the middle of the mat. Roll onto the sides of the feet, lift the left hand up to the ceiling. Take a breath in, lift the gaze. Exhale, left hand down, chaturanga again. Stay in the hover, inhale. Exhale, push up to plank position. Bring the left hand into the middle of the mat. Roll into side plank, right arm lifting. Take a breath in. Exhale, both hands down, chaturanga. Lift the chest this time as you inhale. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Take 2 full breaths. Inhale through the nose. With a wide mouth, so you stretch your face. Exhale. Again, inhale through the nose. Sigh through the mouth. Stretch out the face. Bring the gaze to your hands. Bend the knees, step, walk, or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Nice. Halfway lift. Reach the chest forwards. Exhale, folding in. 1 breath to stand up. Arms reaching overhead. Gentle back bend if you wish to. Exhale, refolding through to the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or hop back into your plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale to chaturanga, hover. Stay where you are, inhale. Exhale, pushing back up to plank position. Good, left hand into the middle of the mat. Side plank, right arm lifting. Holding here this time, reach the right hand overhead. Nice and long through the sideline of the body. Lift up higher through that underneath hips. You feel the work of your underneath obliques switching on to lift you. Stretching out through the top line of the body. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, hand to the floor, chaturanga, hold the hover. Stay where you are, inhale. Exhale, push up to plank. Right hand in the middle of the mat. Turn to the sides, left arm lifting up, taking your time. Reach the left hand overhead. So top line of the body is feeling stretched. Lift the underneath side of the body further up, so that's feeling switched on. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, push up to plank, come back into your downward facing dog, lift the hips. Taking a couple of breaths, again, find that steadying of the breath. You can either stretch out your mouth again or sway the hips, taking any of the variations that we've done. Bring the gaze then to your hands, bend the knees, step, walk or hop the feet up to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Make sure the big toes are touching this time. We're going to come into chair pose. So deep bend into the knees, bring the arms up above the head. As you exhale, sink the hips further down towards your heels. So the toes feel light to the floor. Heels take the weight, glutes are feeling active, and squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. So knees are pressing together. Try to lift the spine up straight. If shoulders are feeling tight, keep the arms wide. If shoulders are feeling all good, press the palms together. Maybe lift the gaze if we can. So the whole of the line of the back is feeling active and switched on. Take a really deep breath in. As you exhale, come into forward fold again, straightening up the legs. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, step or hop back into your chaturanga. 1 big breath out. Yeah, inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, step it through to between the hands. Turn the back foot so heel is grounded, coming into warrior 1. Go really long with the legs. You've got a deep, long warrior 1 here. Back heel grounded, that's it. Think about that left hip trying to turn forward, so shoulders and hips are facing top of the mat. Same with the arms, they can be a little bit wider, or palms pressing together and maybe lifting the gaze. Have a sense of the fingertips lifting, and the feeling of trying to tuck the tailbone, so it's coming down and sinking the hips forwards, maybe feeling the stretch around the front of the left hip. Big breaths in and deep breaths out. 1 more big breath in here. Use your exhale to take your chaturanga, stepping back, knees can still come down. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale back into your downward dog. On your inhale, lift the left leg towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step through to between the hands for that nice long, deep warrior 1, arms lifting. So turn the back heel to an angle, so toes are slightly turned up, heel pressing down. Arms lifting. Think the fold of your back knee really pushing away from you and sink into that front knee. Tailbone is pointing to the floor, not the back of the mat. Breath is moving wide into the ribs. Deep exhales, finding that strength. One more big breath in. Exhale all the way through your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. You can mix it up with cobras and up dogs. Exhale, back into your downward dog. 2 full breaths. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the knees to the floor. Come into a child's pose. Take a moment to steady the breath. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling. So like we did earlier, take an inhale, palms open, stretch the hands. As you exhale, scrunch up the hands, make a fist. Keep your hips pressing back to the heels. So Carrie, see if you can sit back any further to your feet. Yeah, good, that's it. Inhale again, open the palms wide. Exhale, scrunch up the fists. One more, inhale to open. Exhale to scrunch. Flip the palms back to the floor. Lifting back up into all fours. Tuck the toes, come into a downward facing dog. We're going to roll forwards into plank position again, holding there. So we're going to take side plank variations. If wrists are feeling a bit sensitive, you can do this whole sequence on the forearms rather than the palms. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat, roll into side plank, right arm lifting. And you can do this on the forearms, exactly the same if you want to. Your right leg is going to step in front of you, so the foot is to the ground, toes are facing the wall that you're looking at. It's a little bit tricky, so it's just stepped up, that's it. Toes are facing the wall you're looking at. That's it. Try to keep the knee pressing back towards your left foot, so it stays open. Keep the underneath hip lifting, lifting. Arm reaches overhead, take a big breath in. As you exhale, sink the left hip towards the ground and reach the floating arm towards your back foot. So you're kind of sitting into it. As you inhale, lifting back up and over again. As you exhale, sink the hips down and reach the hand towards back foot. That's it. So 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, sit into it. Inhale to lift. Exhale, sink into it. You're going to bring that right hand to the floor as though you're coming back into a lunge position. So drop the back knee, turn the shoulders, but keep that right leg exactly where it is. So like you're in all fours, but your right leg is at an angle to the side. That's it. Try to sit the hips back a little towards your back foot. So you get a deep opening through that right side of the pelvis. Just allow yourself to move into it, kind of like a modified lizard pose. Let the hips swing in, just let the knee find a little bit of opening, the hip feel a little bit of opening. And pull the hips towards your back heel, a bit like you're trying to come into child's pose. Let the head hang in between your arms. Take a really big breath. Come back forwards again, slide that right foot back into your plank position. Take this to the other side. So your right hand or your right forearm to the center of the mat, left arm lifting up. So as you can see. So your left foot this time is going to step out in front of you, toes facing the wall that you're looking at. Good, that's it. Inhale, reaches that top arm overhead, nice and long and lifted through the body. As you exhale, sink the hip down towards the floor, reach back for your back foot. Good, inhale, up and over. Use that strength of the underneath side of the torso to lift you. Exhale, sinking in. Inhale to lift, squeezing up through those obliques. Exhale, sink in. One more, I think. Exhale to sink. Then bring that left hand to the ground. So you come into that funny all fours position. Leave the left leg where it is. Palms to the ground again. Sink the hips towards that back heel. Allow the hips to move around a little, just so you open out into that hip joint. Take one more deep round of breath. Come back forward, step the foot back into your plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale to chaturanga. Lead through the vinyasa. Inhale, lifts the chest. Exhale to downward dog. Staying where you are, take a couple of deeper breaths. As you next inhale, lift the right leg high, bend the knee so your hip bones turn to face the right side of your mat. Reach that big toe back behind you. Try and keep the shoulders square to the ground, that top kneecap lifting to the ceiling, and the supporting heel pressing down towards the floor. So supporting leg really straight and strong. Keep pushing the floor away. On your next inhale, straighten up the leg again. Exhale, step through to between the hands, place the back knee to the ground. Coming into a half monkey, so send the hips towards the back heel. You might want to wriggle your front foot forward so you can flex the toes back to you. If you want something under the hands, you can take books or blocks under your hands. Think about your tailbone trying to reach back and up to the ceiling, and then breastbone reaching forwards towards the big toes. Lengthen through the spine. There can absolutely be a bend in the knee here, if you know that takes pressure off your hamstring or your back. Those of you that want to take it a little bit deeper, walk the hands forwards, allow the forehead to round in towards the shin. Wherever you are, we're just going to point and flex your front foot. So take an inhale here with it flexed, toes pointing up. As you exhale, roll through the foot so the big toe and second toe come to touch the ground. Inhale, peel the foot back up again, flexing it. Exhale, roll through the foot, pointing the toes into the mat. Inhale, peel it back up. Exhale, roll it through to point. One more, inhale to lift. Exhale, roll it back to point. Stay where you are. Lift the chest up slightly if you're folded into the shin. Basically going to find this same pose, but facing long ways. So step the hands around towards the left side of your mat and let the legs turn with you. So your left shin's going to turn round, that right foot is going to square up. So you're in a sort of longer side lunge. I'll turn around so you don't have to look at my butt there. Take your hands forwards. So the forearms can come to the floor, or you can feel that more puppy stretch with the chest sinking down, arms staying long. Tailbone tipping up towards the ceiling. Keep your right foot flat to the ground. Little toe grounded, good. If you can, engage the quads of that right leg so that your thigh is activated, the back of the knee, back of the hamstring will release. After your next exhale, walk the hands back in again. Keep the legs as they are. So hands underneath the shoulders, again a little bit like a modified all fours position. Keep the right hand down. Your left hand is going to reach out to the side, and if back's feeling okay, bring it up towards the ceiling into a twist. Try to press down through that right hand on the floor. That's it. Lifting the gaze if neck feels okay. Feel the breath move into belly and the ribs. On your next exhale, bring that hand down to the floor. Walk the hands back into that half monkey again. So spin the legs back around, face the top of your mat. Stepping back into your plank position, take a big breath in. Exhale to chaturanga. Continue breath with movement through the vinyasa. Exhaling downward dog. Take a breath here. Reset the breath, reset the body. As you inhale, lift the left leg towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, open the hips, so hip bones are facing that left side of the mat. Think the floating big toe reaching back behind you. Left kneecap reaching up to the ceiling. Underneath heel squeezing towards the floor. Keep the gaze to your back big toe, let the neck relax. Keep the shoulders square. On your next inhale, lift the toes back up again. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Place the back knee to the floor. Coming into that half monkey again, half Hanumanasana, straightening the front leg. So wriggle the front foot forwards a little bit if we need to, so we can flex the front foot up, toes pulling up. Hands staying under the shoulders initially as we lengthen the spine into it. So think tailbone reaching back, breastbone reaching forwards. Then if you want to, if it feels available with the hamstring in the back, take the hands forwards so the forehead folds into the shin. That's it. From here, stay as you are, we just bend and flex the foot. So take an inhale here with it flexed. As you exhale, roll through the foot so you point the toes into the ground, stretching that top line of the foot. Inhale again as you flex it. Exhale, pointing the foot into the mat. Inhale. Exhaling. Keep the foot where it is, turn the hands to the right, so you're just turning this same posture into that side position. So spin the right shin round behind you and turn the left toes so the foot is flat to the ground. Again, you can either drop onto the forearms here, if that feels enough for inner thighs, or lengthen the arms out in front of you and think chest coming to the ground. Engaging the muscles of that left outstretched leg, so quads feel engaged. Tailbone reaching up. After your next exhale, bring the hands back to the floor under the shoulders, a bit like that modified all fours position. So this time the left hand stays down, right arm reaching out to the side and then up towards the ceiling as far as the body feels good to go. Keep pushing down through that supporting hand so you create more rotation through the shoulders. Take out any feeling of back bending here, so keep navel drawing into the spine. Spine stays long but with rotation. Take one big breath in. As you exhale, bring the hand back to the floor, walk the hand around towards your left foot, feet spin with you, step back into your plank position. Roll through a vinyasa, reset the body. Meeting back in a downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep exhale. Coming back into your plank position, you can do this on palm or forearm. Left hand into the center of the mat, side plank, right arm lifting. Option also to do this with the underneath knee to the floor for a little bit of support. Going to bring the top leg into a tree pose if we can. So the heel comes into the inner thigh of that left leg. Press them together. Keep that right knee pointing to the ceiling. Option to stay here for a couple of breaths. Modify the version if you need to. Left hand down and right foot still against the thigh. You can hold it there, Bernard. Good. From there, you want to take your peace fingers to grab the big toe and then reach the heel towards the ceiling. And you're still in full side plank if we can, or left knee grounded. Go for it. Hold it. Push through that supporting arm. Place the foot down to the floor as though you're coming to lunge, right foot forwards. Yes. Coming into lizard, so your right foot is on the outer side of your hands, both hands on the inside of the foot. Place the back knee to the floor, but send that back knee further away, so really long through the line of the legs. Yeah, lovely, Carrie, nice. If we can, bring the forearms to the floor if that feels too strong for the hip, or like you're having to compromise the length of your spine. Stay up on the palms, whatever kind of feels good for your breath to open out into. Those of you that want to come into more of a full lizard variation, the right arm is going to reach back and pick up the back foot. So that feels crampy for hamstring or too sore on the knee, and just leave it out. Good. So sometimes this goes through a phase of feeling really uncomfortable for your knee until the hips loosen off enough that you can kind of roll over the kneecap. Go with where you need to be. Good effort, Bernard, nice. Gently release that back foot if you have it. Place both hands back to the floor. Send this right leg up to the ceiling, 3-leg dog, lifting it high. Either you pause in a downward dog for a few breaths or roll through a vinyasa to reset the body for the other side. From your downward dog, we'll take the inhale to roll forwards to plank position. Right hand or right forearm in the center of the mat, lifting the left hand up. So again, if you're on the palm, option to do this sequence would be underneath knee grounded still. Bring the top leg into trees. If you're in full side plank, the heel comes into inner thigh. And you can still take this with one knee on the floor and sole of the foot to inner thigh. If we can, take the peace fingers of your left hand, your index finger and middle finger, to grab the big toe of that left foot and lift the heel to the ceiling. Push the toe into the fingers so you create a lock. Nice. Holding. Take a breath in. You're going to bring this foot through into lizard. So step it down to the top of the mat. Back knee grounded. Your arms are on the inside of that front leg. Staying either on the palms or dropping into forearms if that's available. And wherever your spine can stay fairly lengthened. You feel like you're hunching and trying to force into it, and ease out of it a little bit. Be kinder to your body. Take that back knee further away so you get long through the legs. Yeah, gorgeous. Option to take the full lizard, your left arm reaches back behind you to grab the back foot or your clothing, whatever you can grab hold of. Again, you can do that on palm or forearm. As you do the other arm, so your left arm goes back, right hand down. Yeah. Squeeze that front knee in towards the chest. Good. If you have the back leg, gently releasing it. Both hands to the ground, step it back, 3-leg dog. So front foot reaching high to the ceiling. Again, you can either pause in the downward dog and wait there for a few breaths or roll through the vinyasa. When you are in a downward dog, take a deep breath in through the nose and a sigh through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Sigh through the mouth. Let the neck relax, the jaw relax, the face feel floppy. One more deep breath. Gently bring the knees to the floor. Come into a child's pose, any variation you like. So if the wrist stretches felt good, then continue with the palms open and fists. If the shoulders are feeling tired, then you place the hands underneath the forehead so shoulders can open and feel a little bit more relaxed. Find softness through the body. Find that steadying of your breath. From here, either roll over your feet or drop the legs to one side. Bring the legs out in front of you, however feels best together. Bring yourself into the middle of your mat-ish. Bend at the right knee so the heel squeezes in towards your glutes, and then let the knee drop open into Janushirshasana A. Keep your left leg really parallel, so kneecap and toes are facing the ceiling. Fingertips resting to the floor. Take a breath in. Go as straight and tall as you can through your spine. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, so the strength of your back is taking you forwards rather than using anything to pull with. So use the strength of your back to bring you forwards. When you find a place where you're folding, then maybe you can bring the hands under the calf muscle or wrapping around the foot in any variation that you like, and allow the forehead to round to the shin. Keeping that left foot feeling pretty active, toes pulling up. Slowly rolling up. Lift that right knee to face the ceiling again, and then just step the foot over the left leg so the sole of the foot is grounded. Your toes are still facing forwards, so keep the foot flat. Left arm reaches forwards and then hug the knee into the fold of that elbow. The right hand rests to the floor behind you to keep you tall. Take a big breath in. Michelle, turn the other way. That's it. Exhale, spin the shoulders round. Think about your hips trying to turn in the opposite direction to your shoulders. So you get that spiraling through the ribs. Belly button pulling to spine on the exhale. If you want to take it deeper, lift the left arm up and bring the elbow to the outer side of that thigh. So you use the tricep to twist you around. So Carrie, bring your left elbow to the outer edge of that thigh. That's it. Good. Yes, good. Take a last breath. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Bring the hands to the floor behind you. Keep the legs kind of as they are. You're just going to scoop up the left leg. So that foot comes to the floor. You bring in a bit of a hip stretch. Fingertips stay facing the back of the mat. So you press your chest upright and the front foot can come in a little bit closer or tighten yourself in to sort of lever yourself into the depth of the stretch that you want to take. So keep this right knee trying to press away from you and the shin coming towards you. Spine staying nice and straight and tall. Get a good butt stretch. The neck relax, the jaw relax, deepen the breath. One more deep full round of breath. Use the limbs to help you. Slide your bum back or that front foot forwards. Unravel the legs. Both legs out front. Good. Give everything a wriggle. We'll take those three postures to the other side. So Janu A on the left, knee bends, and then turn the knee out. Heel tucking in towards the groin. Fingertips to the floor. Lift up through lower back as straight as we can. Exhale, use the strength of your body to lean you forwards. Then allow the hands to adjust the depth of the stretch. So hands can rest under the calf muscle or maybe around the foot. So you can clasp the wrist with one hand if that's available. Try and tip the sit bones and tailbone to face the wall behind you. So you have that sense of lengthening through the spine. Deep, long breaths. Slowly bring yourself back up straight. Lift the left knee to face the ceiling and then hop the foot over the right thigh. So toes stay facing forwards. Right arm reaches forwards. Hug the knee into the fold of that elbow. The left hand behind you. Press into the hand to lift the spine tall. Then exhale to turn in towards the twist. Rib cage spiraling. Use the abdominals to help you. Stay active through that outstretched right leg. So flex the foot. If you want to take it deeper, lift the right arm up and bring the elbow to the outer side of the thigh to deepen you in. If that feels too much for your back or restricts your breath, ease out of it slightly. Take a full breath. Slowly bring yourself square, hands behind you. Scoop the right leg in so that it gathers up your left ankle. Good. Press that left knee away from you and then use the hands to lift the chest and tuck yourself in any tighter if you want to. Good. Shoulder blades drawing together, chest feels open. Nice deep breaths. Just gently flex that left foot just to align the knee. Take a breath in. As you exhale, wriggle your way out again, lengthen the legs. Come into the middle of the mat. Roll onto your back with knees into your chest. Take a gentle rock side to side. Keep the right knee with you. Just lengthen the left leg away. Good. Let the right arm relax out to the side of the mat, just coming into a simple twist. So you use your left hand to bring the knee over to the left into twist. You can either keep the leg at a right angle or keep the big toe connected to the underneath leg, wherever feels best to be. Find a twist that feels comfortable. And still breathe to feel the breath reach into your belly, sides, and the back of the body. On your next exhale, bring yourself back center again, both knees scooping into your chest. This time, keep the left knee with you, straighten the right leg against the floor. Allow your left arm to relax to the ground. Right hand brings the knee over into twist. Again, find the placement of that leg that feels comfortable for your back. Keeping the left shoulder grounded and the breath moving fully. Bring the leg back center. Take any last little wriggles or rocks that you need to, and then bring yourself into Shavasana when you are ready. So legs and arms out flat. If it's more comfortable for your back to keep the feet to the floor, knees bent, then please find where you feel comfortable to be. Palms stay open to face the ceiling. Shoulders down your back. Long through the back of the neck. Relax the jaw, relax the forehead. Close your eyes. Allow the body to find stillness and find quiet. Sometimes the stillness of Shavasana can be the hardest pose that we take in a yoga practice. If you know this is a tricky one for you to stay still, stay with that feeling of quiet. Use it as a challenge. Allow yourself to let go. Keep your concentration with the breath. Find that more forced stage of your breath that we had at the start of the practice. Inhale with a pause, the exhale with a pause. Then find a little bit more energy through each breath again. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles, We just turn the head from one side to the other. Bring the feet to the ground, just let your spine reset to the floor. And you can either roll yourself over to one side first or take a very gentle rock up to seated if that's more comfortable. Bring yourself upright, take your time. Find a comfortable seated posture, just keeping the eyes closed once you're settled. The hands resting to the legs or into the lap. Closing your practice and bringing to mind one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge one thing that you like about yourself today. And recognize how getting to your yoga mat has served you in some way this evening. Closing that gratitude, self-compassion and achievement into your heart center as the palms close at the heart space. Let's take a deep inhale, grow tall through the spine. And as you exhale, bow the head to your hands. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Thank you guys. Well done. See you soon.
Thanks, Pipsicle.
Thanks, darling. Thanks, Michelle. See you, honey. I'll speak to you later. Messages.
Bye.
Thanks, Izzy. Thanks, Jem. Thanks for joining, Kerry. Bye, Michael. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Faye. Didn't see you there.
Not really. I was rushing on with bad internet, so I did make it.
That's all right. See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Pip.
Bye.